You wake up and the vision of the life you want is crystal clear. You can see the success, feel the energy of the projects you intend to start, and sense the potential you know you're capable of reaching. Today feels like the day the work finally begins. But the moment you sit down to start, your focus shifts. A sudden, heavy paralysis sets in. You reach for your phone for what you tell yourself will be a few minutes of scrolling, and before you can snap out of it, half the day has disappeared into the feed. By nightfall, you're lying in bed with the weight of another day gone. You feel the disappointment of having done nothing, and you try to fix it with a promise. Tomorrow will be different. You make plans in your head and feel a brief surge of hope, but the cycle is already waiting to reset. After months or years of this, you start to believe there is something wrong with your character. You look at successful people and assume they possess a special quality of discipline that you simply weren't born with. You begin to define yourself by your inaction. This resistance functions as a security protocol. When a goal introduces uncertainty or the threat of failure, your brain's decision-making hardware intercepts the plan and reroutes your focus back toward immediate safety. It is a biological override designed to protect you from perceived pain. Realizing that your brain is actively working to shield you from your own ambitions is the first step toward moving again. Until you see this hidden mechanism for what it is, you will remain stuck in the loop of your own survival instincts. To your brain's ancient survival structures, the effort and uncertainty of a new project trigger the same alarm bells as a physical threat. Your mind doesn't distinguish between the risk of a social failure and the risk of a predator. It sees the possibility of rejection or the pain of hard work and treats them as dangers to be avoided at all costs. Because the brain prioritizes short-term safety over long-term goals, it immediately looks for an exit. It needs to neutralize the discomfort you feel when you face a challenging task. This is why you reach for your phone. Choosing a low-effort distraction makes the brain register that you've successfully escaped the threat of work. It rewards this escape with a hit of dopamine, which causes the immediate discomfort of your goals to evaporate. Every time you choose a distraction to soothe your anxiety, you are training your brain. You are building a neural habit of avoidance, teaching your nervous system that your dreams do not matter and that comfort is the only safe option. This biological avoidance often hides behind perfectionism. You tell yourself you're waiting for the perfect plan or the ideal conditions to begin, framing it as a commitment to high quality. Perfectionism acts as a socially acceptable excuse to never start. It allows the brain to keep you in a state of dreaming where you never fail, because as long as you never test your ideas in the real world, you never have to face the possibility that they might not work. While these biological reflexes protect your ego today, they erode your future. By choosing the safety of inaction, you are reinforcing the belief that you aren't capable of achieving the things you imagine. Breaking this cycle requires moving past the myth of motivation. Motivation is a fleeting emotion that comes and goes. If you wait until you feel ready to work on something difficult, the survival centers of your brain will ensure that moment never arrives. You have to take action while you feel the resistance. Every time you push through that internal friction, you are rewiring your brain and teaching it that the discomfort of effort is not a sign of danger. Willpower alone is a losing strategy. Your drive for comfort will wear you down. You must create an environment where productive action is the default. Turn off notifications, put your phone away, and clear your desk. Treat focused work as a sacred commitment. You also have to recognize the trap of passive productivity. Watching videos about success or reading about discipline simulates the feeling of progress without any of the output. This is just another form of dopamine-fueled avoidance that allows you to feel like you're working while you're still standing still. By removing environmental distractions, you stop wasting mental energy on the constant struggle to resist temptation. You preserve your focus for the only thing that matters, the execution of the work itself. When you start, expect the work to be bad. Your first attempts at anything new are naturally going to be clunky and imperfect. The goal isn't to be great on day one. The goal is simply to build the habit of showing up. There will be days when you fall back into old patterns and waste time. When this happens, self-punishment only makes the problem worse. Guilt and shame trigger the brain's desire for comfort, which sends you right back into the cycle of distraction. Real progress requires the ability to practice immediate forgiveness. You acknowledge the setback without the weight of past failures and give yourself permission to try again. This self-compassion is what allows you to break the rigid cycle of shame. Take one small, imperfect action today. Write one sentence or work for 10 minutes. You need to show your brain that this small amount of discomfort is safe and that you are serious about changing your patterns. Ambition without action will always remain a fantasy. By combining disciplined environmental systems with a compassion to keep going after a failure, you can finally transform the life you've been imagining into the one you are actually living.